Hello, friends. Today I just want to. This is Rajesh Harikara. I'm a great fan of Mahabharata, and I think, as all Indians should be, in terms of appreciating whatever value Mahabharata gives to us in our daily lives and implementation. Mahabharata is basically more close to those people who are aspiring for a higher life and who have got faith more on the divine power. Now, there was one interesting question which had come about, stating why Drupad was given a very long robe by Lord Krishna in the series of Mahabharata, which happened between 2014 to 16, and then why other people like Kamsa was not given that long robe and he was punished. Actually, the question as a it's a very beautiful question, and it has got its own merits as to it why this partiality aspect, if it can be said in those words, of done by Lord Krishna. Now we should understand that this law Mahabharata of 2014 to 16 is 17 actually is very well researched, and actually is even a little better than the 1990 story of Mahabharata. 1990 is very good, whatever came, but this new episode is very beautiful in appeals to heart as well as to the mind. And then this is what I think is one of the explanations on this particular aspect of Drupada being given a long road. See, first of all, what happens? Let's take other people who are involved. Let's take, for example, Kamsa. Okay, Kamsa was in fact all the time thinking about Krishna. I have to get him. I have to get him. He's going to kill me. He's giving. It was basically with all the hatred, with every fiber and every cell in his heart. He was saying, "I have to get Krishna." It is full of hatred. That's fine. So he was doing a tapasya in a completely different aspects, but all the time focused on Lord, and with all that hatred. So what happened to Kamsa is basically Lord, though in a form of child, goes to Mathura, and then, yes, my dear Kamsa, this is what you wanted to have, so you will have it, and then literally kills him. And that killing is not a sort of a punishment to Kamsa. It was basically the best way for Kamsa to be absorbed into the divinity. That is the aspect which is being brought into Mahabharata. Now let's take another example of Shishupala. Okay, Shishupala was exactly another one. Kamsa was extremely strong in terms of opinions, very powerful, etc. Shishupala was not. Shishupala had basically the blessing of his mentor Jarasandha, and then he actually hated Krishna inwardly a lot, and then but also had the luxury of having 100 pardons, which was given to him to his for all his misdeeds to his mother by Lord Krishna. That was already there. Not that he was very powerful. Yes, he was powerful, but his hatred was no less than that of Kamsa. So inwardly he was seething, and it was a sort of a mantra which was going on. Krishna, I have to kill, I have to kill. It was growing and growing and growing, and at every opportunity he tried to belittle him, calling him, and then the final thing happened in the court of Astinapura, where he insults and goes beyond the 100th time, and then Krishna comes, yes, now you stop, I'm going to kill you, and he kills him, and then he gets absorbed. The point again is that, yes, such a thing, why Drupada? Now let's go to Drupada. Now you can say that Drupada is something like a not like Shishupala, and he did not intense hatred of Krishna. So why did Krishna give that long rope to Drupada? Now you should understand that Drupada had a very great hatred for Drona for the insult he gave to him. Refused to give him any kind of a settlement in terms of villages or money to Drona. Insulted him, and then Drona, while still considering Drupada as a friend, decided to ambush him with the five Pandavas, and he does that. And then it is a humiliation which Drupada gets. And then, if you see the Mahabharata series, actually, he comes out as very cruel. He tortures sages. He's actually very inimical to the greatest woman on earth at that particular point in time, Draupadi. Humiliates her, throws her out. He's very cruel, actually. He comes as a despot. He wants a son and he gets a daughter. He's angry with so many people. Everything is there. Now, in spite of all that, and then when Drupada comes out and it gets challenged by Krishna, he gets challenged by Krishna initially, and as per the serial, what they do is basically they have a war. They have a small war at the entrance of his kingdom, and then Krishna sends his weapon at him. Now, when he sends the weapon at him, Draupadi intervenes and with the power of love stops it. With her power of love. Now you should understand that Draupadi, the peerless Draupadi, is never liked by his her father, and I think women are generally not appreciated by his by by their powerful father, and he actually insults, humiliates, throws her out, up to the point of almost killing her. Almost killing her. He doesn't do that, and then what happens is Draupadi comes and then saves Drupada. And then Krishna actually, though wanting to initially kill Drupada, he doesn't do, and then gives another chance to Drupada. He gives another chance to Drupada, and in front of Drona, he says that he convinces and persuades him to give up his cruel, despicable way of life and then embrace his friend Drona. And that part is excellently acted in Mahabharata serial by Sudesh Berry. Absolutely, he brings out the emotion of what a terrible despot he was, and then by a series of emotional pushbacks done, and also by the great natures of Drona at that time and also by Draupadi, he comes to realize about this futility of his useless, egoistic, vain bargain that he should kill his friend, though he has already got Drishtadyumna. And then finally sees the merit of Krishna's reason and then apologizes to his friend as well as to his daughter with tears in his eyes for all the cruelties he has done. And he turns actually nice. Such a thing has not been given to anybody else. I mean, at all. And this is the probably the sort of the first uh, partial conversion which you can expect of a nature on Drupada by Lord Krishna. Now, some people, and I include myself in that, that it is a partiality of Lord Krishna why he didn't do the same with others like Shishupala. Now, you should understand the intense hatred was basically a mantra of both Kamsa as well as Shishupala, and then that was actually not the case as well as Drupada is concerned. He actually changes over. His nature changes by the divine intervention and by the actions of the near and dear, and is very very apologetic of what he has done, and he changes. That is not the case with the rest, and that is also not the case with Karna, to whom Krishna gives an olive branch, but Karna actually negates it out of his virtuousness. What do you call an overload of virtuousness, saying he can't come to the other side, and what Draupadi will, he can't face Draupadi. He had his own very good virtuous reasons which go against him. As far as Drupada is concerned, and this is the point I wanted to come to the root of the matter, is that the divine's doors are not open to the moralists or nice people, and you can't say that it is closed for people who are not moral at all. That's not the case. Even a Brahmin, I'm sorry to say Brahmin, even a nice guy, the people who are cultured, people who are Brahmins, who are Kshatriyas, Shudras, Vaishyas, there is no question of caste system in terms of the divine. All are welcome. That's fine. That is one part of it. And even the sinner is also welcomed if he has got a clear turn towards the divine. Now, whether a sinner has got a clear turn to divine, it can't be judged by the human mind, and only the Lord could do. And the Lord actually did that. And the Lord actually gave the chance to Drupada, knowing that he is doing so many sins and is at the point of metamorphosis into becoming a very great guy, turning towards Krishna as well as Draupadi and all his well wishers. That part can only be decided by the divine. That chance was given to many people, but only Drupada, in my view, in what I saw from basically the Mahabharata, made the cut. There could have been others also, but I am saying, yes, Drupada, whatever he is, he sincerely repented for his actions, and that the Lord could sense and gave him that long rope, and he turned out to be a very great asset for the Pandavas as well as to everybody who were in who were a part of his fraternity. So it is completely, as Sri Aurobindo says, Lord's doors are not just open to just the virtuous or the saint and closed to the sinner. That is not the case. If there is a sinner, whatever he might do, and it is also mentioned in the essays on the Gita that whatever he may be, but if he turns towards the divine, that is very important. Turns towards the divine, he will be given that chance, and he should be regarded as and worthy of respect. So in that way, actually, Drupada makes the cut, and it actually uh, gives an explanation that yes, even the sinners they have hope if they turn to the divine in whatever way. If you turn with hatred, you get the Lord's weapon and you get vanquished and get absorbed in them. You turn it with your heart, yes, He forgives you and still takes you into His heart. So that's a very great beauty of Mahabharata, especially this episode of Drupada being given a long rope. I hope you all enjoyed it and do comment on what you think about this. Thank you.